and me. We are the world. We are Biafrans. We are the ones to make a better day, so let's not give up. There's a choice to make it. We'll serve in all our future will make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are Biafrans. We are the world, make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we make it. We're serving now all our issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are Biafrans. We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we'll make it. We'll save in our lives. Each show will make a better day, just you and me. Sailing up in Nigeria, we be Biafra. Them they carry our money at the area. Let no one know if we don't trouble. All I want to let them know it's what's up. Hey, you got them it on our side. Everybody we want try go capside. And that was an Azukilishi. Them leave us for water, but up on our machine. Hey, I make it put our hands together so that we can fight with them together. We are Biafrans. We are the world, make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we make it. We're serving now all our issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are Biafrans. We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we'll make it. We'll save it now. All lives. Each show will make a better day, just you and me. Don't be so that matters about me as I take my time and sing reality. In a struggle, they hustle, they muscle. Why some people that they cannot?
I'm gonna tell you my story now, and that taproom at Port Harcourt, you know. A garden city, a lovely place. Don't regret and to Johannesburg. I haven't got them to done it on me, but I was stranded in Port Harcourt, you know. If I happen to eat in a pop-house apartment, it just had a name. They say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Please sing other song, only something new. Please sing other song, only something new. I get too many honeys and that's not what I'm looking for. I get too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not but plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for I'm gonna tell you my story now and that taproot at Port Harcourt, a garden city. I love the place. Don't make my life to Johannesburg. If I happen to enter in a province, about 20 days around me, say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Please sing another song, only song can do, my love. Please sing another song, only song can do. Too many mornings and that's not what I'm looking for. I get too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not for plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip. I'm only here for a business trip. Sing another song, only song can do, my love. Please sing another song, only song can do. I just too many mornings and that's not what I'm looking for. I just too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not for plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip. I'm only here for a business free. Espero, olaga, olaga, Ikechukwu. Espero, olaga, olaga, Ikechukwu. Espero, olaga, olaga, Ikechukwu.
End of the road.
Allow me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke, all of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amara n'ime ndụ ụmụ gị niile ndị IPOB n'ebe niile dị iche iche ruo ebe niile ụwa sọtụrụ ka ịdị mma gị na ebere gị biko gbaso ha ụbọchị niile nke ndụ ha. Ọkwa asụsụ eluigwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo, because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer, now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwu Abiama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting we have prayed in your name. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Hello, family. We're gonna do this one time and one time only. Hey, we would like to take you back to a place where you've never been before. But you know what? You won't feel like you've been there. Susan, I miss you, man. Come home. Susan,
Tulandifile, diafuma kutala nimkile. Tulandifile, kutala neminyaki belile. Tulandifile, diafuma kutala nimkile. Tulandifile, tibuyele kaya, tibuyele kaya.
Tata nawe Susan.
Good evening, Biafra. And of course, on that note, this is how we are making an entry this evening. It is indeed a great day, the one that Chukwuki Kabiama have made. Today, of course, is a Friday. And of course, it is the 27th day of October, 2023, the year of our Lord. It is Biafra Radio. That's where you at. And of course, it is late night with Barrister Onuoha. And this is how we are coming out.
Seeing one number two, I met her in Toyadova, Yampinjaga, Orlando. Then we made her in Baba to live happily ever after. Tabamaka Abatu, Salata Median said, Nolata Jangwana, oh, you so foolish. Wapala Wanyana, Ohana Pala Munwana, Arekeda, Katara, Neko Bantu.
All right, permit me to welcome you once again because we have come to do the needful. We have come to restore Biafra. We have come to preach this good news according to the restoration of the kingdom of God on this planet Earth. What is that kingdom of God that we are talking about? We are talking about Biafra, the land of the rising sun, the land that Elohim has given to his people. And of course, only 100 men will go up and possess this land. And I ask you this evening, are you among the 100? That is a question for you to answer. Permit me to welcome you once again. It is indeed a great show. It's going to be a bumper one for that matter, because what we do here on late night is news, information, analysis, bringing it to Biafrans wherever they are scattered across this globe they call Earth. My goodness me. And then my name's Barrister Ikechukwu Onuoha, and of course I will be bringing you this late night show. Why do we do it late? We do it late because this is the time that Biafrans are all seated at home, rested. And of course, it is the perfect time to bring the great news of Biafra to Biafrans all around the world. I greet you, Biafrans, and of course I welcome you. I say, may Elohim continue to bless each and every one of you this evening. The time standing here at 10:55 p.m. in the evening. And of course, if you are in Biafra land, that land of Chukwuki Kabiama, the land that flows with milk and honey, permit me to throw salute to you. And of course, the time standing at 9:55 p.m. in the holy land of Biafra. And wherever you are, as long as it is 55 minutes past the top of the hour, you are listening to me live, and not just live, and direct. And it is late night with Barrister Onuoha.
Hello, family. We're going to do this one time and one time only. Hey, we would like to take you back to a place where you've never been before. But you know what? You won't feel like you've been there. Susan, I miss you, man. Come home. Susan, Susan,
All right, permit me to welcome you once again. It is Biafra Radio. This is where you at, and of course, this is where we worship, and here we preach the truth and nothing but the truth. So help us, Elohim. And of course, my brother and of course my fellow comrade Mazi Ume have just finished up with his broadcast. And what was he talking about? Who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And that was $1 million question, which is left for you to judge for yourself. I was listening, and it was a great one indeed, exposing the evil, of course, that the enemies within are doing in this noble struggle. But trust me when I tell you, we know it will happen. And of course, as it happens, we will expose them, because this is our work and this is our job. If you look at Biafra Radio, we are the chosen one. Trust me when I tell you, we are the chosen one. And of course, I will make out a day to talk about that. But this night, I have nothing to tell you except the victory that we have achieved in terms of the struggle. And what victory am I talking about? Talking about the proscription of IPOB, which happened in 2017 by the Southeast governors and federal government of Nigeria. And of course, the court has declared that illegal. And of course, this is why we come up this evening to go into details and of course to explain to Biafrans what happened. Of course, you know, it is all about legal jargons. And what is our work? Our work is to break it down to a layman perspective. And also being a lawyer, I am in a better position, of course, to tear it into pieces for you so that you can understand what this is all about. And of course, I throw salute to our legal team and of course to Mazi, or rather Barrister Onuoha, who have been recording success and victory. You know, I gave him a title a few days ago. I called him Eze Afurokwe. Omenka Afurokwe. Eze Omenka Afurokwe. What do I mean by Omenka Afurokwe? You can claim to be a lawyer, but if you are not delivering, if you are not bringing out results so that people can see, you have not yet done the job. But those who are bringing out results because your work speak for you. You know, I used to post Onuoha Ejimako's post on my Facebook, and people were attacking me, saying, why are you supporting Onuoha? Why are you promoting Onuoha? I am not promoting Onuoha Ejimako. Rather, I am celebrating his work. By the way, he works for IPOB. And if he does work for IPOB, that means he works for me too, because I am a member of this noble family. And if he is our lawyer and he records a victory, we must talk about it. We must celebrate it because it is not about Onuoha Ejimako. Rather, it is about IPOB. The win is not for Onuoha. Onuoha was just doing his job as a lawyer. He's getting paid to do a job. And oh boy, he is doing a great job. And of course, we must celebrate because we are IPOB. All right, permit me to welcome you once again. And of course, if you are joining me right now, it is Biafra Radio. And of course, this is Barrister Onuoha. And it is a late night indeed. It is 11 o'clock at the moment. And of course, I can tell you right now, it should be 10 p.m., of course, in Biafra land, if you are listening from that holy land of Biafra. And of course, from any rest of the world, where you are listening to me, of course, you know, people are going into winter and times are changing. But trust me, if you are looking at your clock and it's saying the top of the hour, it means you are hearing the sound of my voice live and direct. I want to bring up Mazi George Ume before I go into details of what I have, and I hope that we will be able to connect this evening. Mazi Ume, if you can hear me, if you can come up, let's see how it will work so that we can do this. I just hope that I'm going to hear you. Mazi, if you are there, please, can you speak? And let me see if I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi. Thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear my voice, Mazi? Can you hear
Yes,
my
I can
voice,
hear
Mazi?
you. Loud and clear.
Can you hear my voice, Mazi?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
All right. I am trying to see if I can connect Mazi Ume, who have just joined me right now. Very, very important. Let's see if we can do anything to get him connected this evening. All right, I do apologize for that. It appears we are having a bit of a technical issue connecting with my co-broadcaster, Mazi Ume, this evening. And of course, I am not sure why I am unable to hear him up. All right, as we are busy working on it, trying to sort this out, I will continue and see what we can do. And of course, as soon as we have sorted out the problem, Mazi Ume will be joining me this evening in order to speak to Biafra and express his views with regards to the victory that we have recorded regarding the proscription of IPOB and the victory that we have. And of course, what did the court say about that? So I am not sure what. All right. He can hear me, I guess, but of course, I cannot hear him. I thought as much. It could be from my own end. But Mazi, if I can maybe try to call you, I think we can use voice note for now. Let me see if that will work. If I can call you on your voice line, and then we'll see what we can do. Please, Biafrans, bear with us. We are trying to connect this, and as we are waiting, probably I will take a bit of a break, and then we will be back as soon as we have sorted this problem. All right, it is Biafra Radio, and I tell you, we are live, we are direct, and of course, Elohim, he is listening to his people, and it is indeed a great day, the one that you could ever have made. Please don't go away. We will be back after this. All right, welcome back. Of course, I'm going to try and see if we can be able to do it the other way around. I think the most important thing is to hear the voice of Mazi. Let me see. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome, of course, to Late Night with Barrister Ikechukwu Onuoha, and I welcome you to this great show. Mazi, of course, I'm sure you are aware the victory that we have recorded as the indigenous people of Biafra. Many people do not understand, the velocity of this victory. They don't understand because the whole thing, the whole problem we are having as an organization is based on this proscription, because immediately the Southeast governor proscribed IPOB, the Zoo government followed suit, and then all hell was broke loose, and this is where our problem started. And the reason why our leader is still in custody, incarcerated, is because of this same proscription. And now a competent court of law have proclaimed that IPOB is not a terror organization. People don't know what that means. It means that every litigation that is going on against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every trumped up charges, every detention automatically became nullified. That's what this means. It actually means that the federal government of Nigeria should, as a matter of fact, release Onyendum Mazi Nnamdi Kanu right away, because all their charges against him is based on this so-called terrorist organization. Mazi, I want to, get your view and, of course, your input with regards to this. Please go ahead. Biafrans are listening.
Thank you, Mazi, Barrister Onuoha, for this wonderful opportunity that you have given me this evening. And fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe, IPOB One Family, this is what we've been known for. And listen, Mazi, I cannot tell you how I feel when I heard that news. That is why I preserved that news for you to break it, because, to use your own perspective as one of the eminent barrister within IPOB to do justice to it. But to layman perspective, all our tribulations started from that concocted and expertise they held with the help of the traitors in our land, to proscribe IPOB domestically. And is against their own, 1999 decree they call Constitution, that we have that inalienable right to agitate as a people. But thank God, because if you remember, this is not the first time. After this thing happened, Operation Python Dance followed suit. Right? They tried to kill our leader. 28 men fell in Afaluku, including Jack. Because of this, the two parents fled to Germany and they couldn't take the hit. Both of them give up the ghost. Right? The same proscription brought others. Right? But those that ought to know better, they knew that our problem, even though the world refused to recognize it, they were playing politics because they knew what this is all about. Rule of engagement in the zoo, as long as you've been tagged that particular prescription, then they will shoot you on a side. And exactly what they have been doing. That is why Kenya succumbed for them to kidnap our leader from Kenya. So Mazi is a great victory. And Aloy Ejimaka, like you said, We are not supporting Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako is doing his work as a profession, and we appreciate what he's doing because he didn't get paid for what he did. Thank you, Mazi.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, the voice you are hearing is that of Mazi George Ume. And of course, he is doing a great job as far as this restoration effort is concerned. And for those of you who don't know Mazi Ume, it is not today that we started broadcasting together. I'm talking way back from 2016/2017, and that is when we started doing this work, and we are still standing. And of course, that's why I said it is not all that called me Father, Father will enter the kingdom of heaven. It is only those that does the will of the Father that will enter the kingdom of God. And what is our work? We are here to decode all the atrocity of the so-called evil men who are infiltrating the struggle. Now, what we are talking about this evening is the breaking news for that matter. The proscription of IPOB in 2017 by the Southeast governors and federal government. It is illegal. And not just me saying that, and that is what the court have said. Mazume, I'm going to go through with the press release, of course, from Barrister Aloy Ejimako, and I want to get your input on that. And of course, let me start with the declaration the court has made. Now, the number one declaration, very important. The court declared that the practical application of the Terrorism Prevention Act and the executive or administrative action of the respondent Southeast Governors Forum and the federal government, which directly led to the proscription of IPOB and its listing as a terrorist group, said IPOB being comprised of citizens of Nigeria, of the Igbo and other Eastern Nigeria. Now, Mazi, let me stop here and I want to come to you. You know, when IPOB was proscribed, we were screaming, shouting, no, IPOB is not an individual. IPOB is an umbrella that protects the so-called Southeast, the so-called Igbos, and Biafra, if you may. And by saying that IPOB is a terrorist organization, it is a blanket name calling. It's like you're saying that the whole Igbo man are terrorists. It's like you're saying that the whole people from that Southeast are terrorists. That was exactly what they did. Now, if you go back and listen to my broadcast that I made in Israel in 2018-19, which was tagged Biafra, a people marked for systematic extermination, what I said in that broadcast was what? That the reason why they proscribed IPOB is so that they can be able to slaughter and massacre all the youth of Biafrans. Because bad dog, and then you kill the dog. And that was what this prescription is all about. And today, the court has echoed the same thought. And they're saying that IPOB are the Igbos, the Eastern Nigeria ethnicity, and you are calling all of them terrorists. Mazi, what's your take on this?
Yes, thank you, Barrister. Let me make this emphatically here. A lot of people don't realize that the reason why the Zoo military rode their armories in Biafra land is the aftermath of proscription of IPOB. When the Southeast governors, after Onyendu went to Enugu, including Kanu Takan, they held that meeting, Onyendu told them what he wants for our people. Even though Onyendu never asked for Biafra, Onyendu asked for equity, fairness, and justice. Bring what my people deserve. Today, they rejoice now about the third man, the head bridge, the second Niger bridge. It was one of the things Onyendu requested. But this man could not go to Abuja to deliver the message. The outcome of proscription, because without them proscription IPOB, there is no way they could have rolled the armory in Biafra land. And now, when they integrated the Bibago, was the only time now they allowed the terrorist uniform to invade our land with their corroborators. And that is where we are now in Biafra land today. Our land is now become a desolate. You know, Mazi, the proscription on domestically is what they have done systematically. Remember, that Katura line is still there when they went to Biafra line. That was orchestrated by the British. But we knew all this, Mazi. So without proscription of IPOB, they couldn't have upper hand. What is happening in our land today is the aftermath of proscription of IPOB in 2017. Quote me anywhere, Mazi. Thank you, Barrister.
Now, no, Mazi, thank you very much for that submission. Now, I'm going to talk as a lawyer now, and not just as a broadcaster. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, and we are waiting for a court date for him to go to court. But now listen to what this ruling said. This ruling has automatically vindicated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This ruling is saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no reason to even go to the Supreme Court. He has not even any reason to continue being detained. I want you to listen to this and I will get your input. It says, detention and prosecution of the applicant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as a member/leader of the said IPOB is illegal and unlawful, unconstitutional, and amount to infringement of the applicant's fundamental right not to be subjected to any disabilities or restrictions on the basis of his ethnicity as enshrined and guaranteed under Section 42 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mazi, if this is not an acquittal, I don't know what it is. Can I get your input, please?
Of course. I mean, this is not the first time, Onyendu has been a decision acquitted from even their federal high court. Mwahia, it was 1 billion. So everybody knew, and you as a lawyer knew, that extraordinary rendition itself is a crime. There has not been any time Onyendu could have been charged in any court of law in this present time without establishing, first of all, where did you brought Onyendu from? So that is where the heinous crime have committed. So what they are doing, this present government have not said anything yet. And I will tell you that Ejimako is a very prudent attorney and understand the systematic and how the zoo and how the law work.
Absolutely.
That is why it has now gone into work, because we are waiting to this present government, even though that's the APC, to say something, because it's not them. All these people are they are stooges that are working for their masters, which is owned by the British. You know what I mean? So Onyendu, in quotes, has got no case in that contraption. No court of law, because without establishing where Onyendu was brought back from, then what case have you got against him? And the prosecution now has been dissolved. It's illegal. And you could see people now, those that have been talking from both sides of their mouths, now everybody's stunned. Some people have been laying an apology to Ejimako, and Ejimako have stood his ground because he's a lawyer. I said it over time. You, as a lawyer, you wouldn't allow emotion to overcloud your judgment as your profession, because you took an oath to protect that particular fame. Mazi, thank you, Barrister.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi. You have said it very well. And of course, I must applaud you for that. Now, we continue. On the second declaration, the whole reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being haunted all these years, the whole reason why IPOB as an organization and its people are being haunted all this day is because of self-determination. Now, the same court made a declaration with regards to this cause of self-determination. And I want you to pay close attention, Mazi, because I want to get your input. It said, it declared that self-determination is not a crime. Can I get an amen on that? He said that self-determination is not a crime and thus cannot be used as a basis to arrest. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested based on the fact that he is pursuing self-determination. Now, a court of competent jurisdiction is saying that such cannot be used. It cannot be used as a basis to arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, detained and prosecute the applicants. Mazi, automatically, people are waiting for this court to make a pronouncement to say Nnamdi Kanu is free. They don't need to do that. They have just done it in their ruling. All we need to do is go to the Supreme Court and submit the same and say, listen, we are wasting our time here. So they have declared that self-determination is not a crime. That what we are doing as IPOB is authorized and, of course, legalized by the laws of the land, both international and every treaties for that matter. And it cannot be used as a basis to arrest and detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is the applicant in this matter. Mazi, can I get your view on that?
Yes. Like I said, Barrister, our issue is complex. You know what I mean? And everybody must understand that what IPOB and what Mazen kind of stand for is not just for Biafra. We are fighting a colonial boundaries. That is why it's complex, right? Even some people that made some cynical comment about Trump, they've forgotten that Onyendu made a broadcast and he made it emphatically clear that Trump gave country 4 more years for them to hands off, and he was projecting himself to be in 8 years in office, because on Allah you can't just knock on people's door, they will open door for you, right? So the issue of IPOB, don't forget that the self-determination is domesticated in the zoo, 1999 decree they call constitution. Even in West African charter, is domesticated there. It's our inalienable right to agitate. Other people are agitating. So me and you knows that. But at the end of the day, as days go by, they will be vindicating our judgment. And what we have asked for is a very fair one. Give us a day for referendum so that all this matter, all this quibble will be settled. So that's what I'm going to take on that. And it's been there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we are moving along. And of course, if you are joining us, it is Biafra Radio and it is Late Night with Barrister Onuoha. And of course, joining me live here this evening is Mazi George Ume, the one you are hearing his voice, and of course, making analysis with regards to the victory that we have scored. And when I say victory, I'm talking about the biggest victory ever you can think of with regards to the proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra, which happened in 2017 by the so-called Southeast Fools. That's what I call them. And the federal government of the zoo, Nigeria. The court coming out loud and clear saying that this proscription is illegal. Not just the proscription. They also said that the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal. They also made a declaration to say that self-determination is not a crime and nobody can be arrested based on the fact that they are pursuing self-determination. And of course, by making such a loud and clear declaration, the court is exonerating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from all trumped-up charges. And of course, by this, or rather by the virtue of this pronouncement, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Even as of this night, there is no need of him going to the Supreme Court, because Supreme Court is not a court of first instance. Supreme Court only evaluate what has already been decided in the lower courts. Supreme Court doesn't hear a case from the scratch. You go to the Supreme Court with a matter that is happening in a lower court. And now the High Court is lower from the Supreme Court. They have made a ruling. All the Supreme Court have to do is to take the ruling of the lower courts and look at it and say, well, this is true, this is false. Supreme Court cannot make laws. Supreme Court cannot create laws. They are not the creator of statutes. Rather, what they do is to ensure that whatever has been decided by the lower court is consistent with the so-called constitution of the zoo. And this is my understanding as a lawyer. All right, we proceed. Marcy, as we're moving ahead, the same court ordered that the respondents, who is the respondents in this matter? The respondents are the Southeast governor and of course the federal government of Nigeria. So the court making order here saying that the respondent jointly or severally to issue official letters of apology to the applicant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the infringement of his said fundamental rights and publication of said letters of apology in 3 national dailies. Unbelievable. Mazume, please go ahead.
Yeah, that is epic. It's stunned. But the thing is that we, the system we are in, that when there's a broke up law in any country, then they become chaos. That's what you're seeing now. If they're going to honor their own court, this is not the first time, right? So, but this judgment, right, is epic. There's nothing IPOB is looking for. This is the new mandate for IPOB. That's nothing else. Nothing else we need. This is a landslide. There's nothing else we need.
It is done.
Because I tell you one thing.
Dusted.
This is the beginning and end of our tribulations. I'm telling you the truth. Remember, the last time Jimako went to see Onyendu, there was a tweet he tweeted. Yeah, that tweet, I have that tweet. If I look for that tweet, I might probably put it up, right? There's something he said in that tweet, Mazi. You know, because I always keep his tweet. His tweets are very, 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 very deep. So let me see if I can find one of those tweets as we are talking. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Not this one.
Okay. Did you find it?
Yeah. 1 second. I'm just trying to if I can find it. I want to read something there, and you see where. Now look at this here. If you can see the screen, if you can read it, Mazi.
All right. The tweet is from Barrister Onuoha Jimako, and of course it says, in the midst of the blatant blackmails, the silly infringing and the self-destructive threat from within, there's an unfinished task. Hashtag free MNK is the mother of all tasks at the moment. It's my task and your task, and it's not over yet. I am fully focused on it. What about you? And of course, Mazi, if I may add there, this is not the time to tell us who did this or who sold Nnamdi Kanu or who did not, because all we are talking about is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive. Let him come out. Like our leader would say. Over to you, Mazi.
Yeah, but I mean, you see, that is one thing you must understand. When someone is focused and propelled and passionate about their job, without any fear or favor, he took an oath. Couple weeks later, and look at what has happened, right? Because, but Barrister, do you know that IPOB, what happened in Onyendu's house in 2017, was not filed in any court of law in the zoo? They brought it verbally in Binto Yaku's court. Binto Yaku threw it away. They were granted interview, but they have never filed a proper documentation about our leader being attacked by the zoo military. Just what kind of, you're a lawyer.
Yes, Mazi.
Mazi,
if I can come in there, like what you are saying, you know, that's what you call viva voce. Viva voce is you saying something openly in an open court. Okay. Sometimes the court doesn't take you serious, but when you file documents, it will be, you know, in the role of the court. They can always go back and refer to it, or you can also refer to it and say, on so date, I filed a notice of a motion with regards to 1, 2, 3. And of course, the court will set down a date to hear it. So I understand fully well what you're talking about. Please go ahead.
Yeah, it was after Binta Yaku threw that issue away. Now they went back to file it after 4 years. But that was the murder case of our leader that took 28 men's life, including Onyendu's 2 parents, and in counting. Mazi is heartbroken, but thank God today that we are sitting here talking about this onslaught, this singular mistake that the enemy within in Biafra land, those that are supposed to know better, that proscribe themselves, because all of them proscribe their own selves. That's why they cannot move around in Biafra land. You prescribe yourself without knowing it. That's where we are at the moment, Mazi. Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you very much, Mazi Ube. And of course, dear friends, you are listening, and of course, you are hearing. You know, when we say something, of course, we always allow you to make your judgment. But because what we do here, we analyze issues, we analyze matters, because this is Biafra Radio, and we speak the truth. We are bound to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Our leader calls it Eziokwu nke Chineke, and that is what we discharge on this platform. We don't run with sentiment. Trust me when I tell you. And of course, if you look at this Biafra Radio, it is piled up with the best. The best Biafrans can offer, the best that Biafra have. Trust me when I tell you, because most of us has been in this broadcasting, you know, business for so long, and we know exactly how it works, and we know exactly what we are doing. I don't brag about it. My name's Barrister Onuoha. Nobody, I said nobody in the so-called media or whatever, in this struggle that can come out and say that he did not pass through Mazi Onuoha or he did not learn one or two things from Mazi Onuoha. I don't boast. It's just the way it is. And of course, I am not the person that moves with sentiment. I move where the truth flows. The reason why, and I'm going to say this, and then, of course, I will go to the final thing, and I will let Mazume, of course, go and rest because he has been on air since 8 o'clock Biafra land time. What I'm trying to say is this. Biafrans, when I stand in something, I don't move, I don't shake. Reason being that before I take a decision to stand on something, I have already analyzed it. I have already prayed about it. I have already looked in and out about it. Because it's not about the money. It is not about anything. It is about integrity and the truth. When I decided to continue to host one Nayanya, I went through hell. I went through persecution. Even here in South Africa, people were after me. They were threatening me. But today, everything has gone quiet. But I still stood where I stood from the beginning. I stopped broadcasting on Radio Biafra because I said to myself, no, it cannot be. If you want to silence our finance department, it means you have an ulterior motive. It means you want IPOB to go down, because how do we run this family without money? Money is the wheels that this struggle runs with. That is my crime. But I'm proud. I am proud to say that I have never regret one day for the decisions that I take. And like I said, our leader is coming out. He is coming out. Hell yeah, he is coming out. And when he does, we will know who's who in the zoo. All right, Mazi, moving along, of course, let's go to the last one. The court ordered the respondent to jointly or severally pay the sum of 8 billion naira to the applicant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazume, our leader is a billionaire, even in prison. This is not the first billion that has been awarded to Onyendu. Billions upon billions. The question is, will the zoo pay up? Mazi, please go ahead.
Like I said, is an epic, but the money is not the issue. They know the court have done their job. Whoever the judge is, we applaud him for standing in the justice and oath he have sworn. But what we are waiting for is the people to carry out their own duties, because if they cannot obey their own law, that means the country is in a jeopardy. So our leader does not want anything. If our leader want money, he won't be in the SS dungeon, because they have offered him heaven and earth, and he said no. Only thing he asked them, let them release our leader and give us a date for referendum. That's the only thing they can do for us, and that's the only thing we want. They can keep their 800 billion. That's not what our problems are. All we want is our leaders' freedom, and set a date for referendum that everybody can cast their own vote, and everybody will be in peace, Mazi. And that's my take on that.
All right, Mazi, I want you to help me, of course, to salute and thank all the erudite lawyers, our legal team who have done this great and noble job. And of course, by the grace of Chukwu Kikabem, I would love to bring Barrister Onuoha on this platform to speak to Biafran, because it is the right thing to do. And of course, on this note, Mazi, with your pattern shot, I want you to greet and of course thank our legal teams, and of course your last word for Biafran before I let you go. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Barrister. And my heartfelt appreciation to the lead counsel, which the new lead counsel, and the special counsel as well, Barrister Ejimako, for this landmark victory for IPOB worldwide. We applaud them for their good job, and we'll continue to do. Only say when they do good, we thank them. But any day they mistake, we will hit them on the notch. And Mazi, I think for you to bring him on this platform, it should be ASAP. It should be ASAP. You should arrange that.
Of course.
He needs to be on the platform on Biafra Radio, because it's been a while. He needs to be on this platform to speak to Biafrans. Please. Yeah? That's the only thing I can say. And Biafrans across the globe, this is Biafra Radio, the only radio that our leader have approved. Now, the truth is out there, because some of you think we were lying. Like we said, we joined this struggle. We had one voice. We have one leader. We don't have substitute. Doesn't matter where Onyendu is. It does not matter where our leader is. So everybody must respect that step now. That's all I have to say tonight, Mazi. Thank you, Barrister, for giving me this opportunity. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect every single one of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazume. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And of course, that was the voice of Bazi Ume joining me this evening here on this platform, Biafra Radio. It is, and of course, you have heard it. And of course, I'm going to recap before we call it a day. And of course, there are also some newspaper headlines, talking about the same matter and what happened, with regards to this landslide victory that we have recorded as IPOB, the Indigenous people of Biafra. I think it was which paper? Let's see which paper that carried this news. All right, I'm not sure exactly which paper, but of course, it is saying that court nullifies Nigerian government's proscription of IPOB. The court declared that self-determination was not a crime and therefore cannot be used as a basis to arrest, detain, and prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. This is the Zoo newspaper saying this. My goodness me, what victory are you expecting? This is it. You see, all this fuss, all this whole court cases about Nnamdi Kanu and what have you, trust me, this has put a nail in the coffin. Our leader is a free man. So whatever you are seeing, all those shenanigans that is happening, of course, they are actually to null and void. So the paper is talking about it, the Zoo newspaper for that matter. Let's see what they're talking about. It says that a state high court in Enugu on Thursday ruled as unlawful the 2017 proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, which led to the separatist group being declared a terrorist organization by the Nigerian government. The judge, A.O. Onuoha, in his judgment, declared that the reliance on the country's Terrorism Prevention Act and the administrative action of the Southeast Governance Forum and the federal government to proscribe IPOB contravenes Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution. This is stupidity. How do you twist the law? Any law that is inconsistent with this constitution of a country becomes null and void. A common legislation cannot be superior than the Constitution. The Constitution of Nigeria, Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, of course, made it loud and clear that you cannot use discrimination, of course, to, take advantage of a group of people, ethnicity, and thereby proscribing them. So the so-called Terrorism Prevention Act, a common act, a common legislation, a piece of legislation cannot be superior than a constitution of a country. And this is why this judge said that no, that such act contravenes Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of ethnicity, according to a statement from a lawyer, Ejimako. And of course, the IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu filed a suit in January 2023 against the Nigerian government and the Southeast Governors Forum. Other respondents were the President of Nigeria, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Governor of Ebonyi State, Mr. Ejimako, and 5 other lawyers represented Nnamdi Kanu, while the respondents were represented by Simon Enoch. Justice Onuoha ruled that the proscription of IPOB was also a violation of Mr. Kanu's fundamental right as enshrined under Articles 2, 3, 19, and 20 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights Enforcement and Ratification Act. The court, which ordered the Nigerian government to publicly apologize to Mr. Kanu, declared that the self-determination was not a crime and therefore cannot be used as a basis to arrest, detain, and prosecute the IPOB leader. It orders the federal government and the other respondents to jointly pay Mr. Kanu 8 billion naira as damages for the physical, mental, emotional, physical, psychological. All right, let me get this straight before my tabiire. Psychological, property, and other damages he suffered as a result of the infringement of his fundamental rights. The Nigerian government has repeatedly accused IPOB of being responsible for the frequent attacks in the Southeast region, which have led to the loss of several lives and destruction of property, but the group has denied the accusation. Mr. Kano, accused of terrorism, is being detained by the Nigerian Secret Police Services, SSS, in Abuja, while the country's security agencies, including the army, continue to clamp down on suspected IPOB members in the southeast. This is a landmark victory, says the paper. Mr. Ejimako told reporters outside the courtroom that the court judgment was a landmark victory for Mr. Kano and IPOB. We didn't come to court to contest the judicial proscription. It is a different matter altogether, but the executive action taken before the judicial decision, because such actions are prohibited under Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, he said. The lawyer said that IPOB caters for the interests of the Igbo land, and that the government singled it out for proscription. There is a proliferation of ethnic organizations. Some of them are very evidently violent, but the federal government never took any step at all to either proscribe any one of them or to declare any one of them a terrorist. But it took this proactive steps supported by Southeast governors in targeting IPOB particularly. You can make this allegation in the media and beer parlors, but if you don't take them to court to be adjudicated, they remain mere allegations. So we decided to test the wrongness or rightness of this action taken against IPOB in court, and we did, and we prevailed today to the glory of God, he said. All right, so that was what the papers were saying with regards to this landmark victory. My name is Barrister Onuoha, and it is late night with Barrister Onuoha here on Biafra Radio. We are live, we are direct. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we begin to round up.
Hello, family. We're going to do this one time and one time only. Hey, we would like to take you back to a place where you've never been before. But you know what? You won't feel like you've been there. Susan, I'll miss you, man. Come home. Susan, Susan,
I met her in Toyadova, Yampinjaga, Orlando. Then we made her in Baba to live happily ever after. Tabamaka Abatu, Salata Median said, Kaulata Jangwana, oh, you so foolish. Wapala Wanyana, Ohana Pala Munwana, Arekeda, Katara, Neko Pam to Sete. Wapala Wanyana, Apala Makara, Ahula, Rakidi Bala, Kamusitana, Suze, Sude Kumule.
Tani jogile, abona yoni toba sesi tobile. Usuze, nebendi monile, echona eyenzazi esifihlile wayefuna ungabona ususe ngoba yemkile ngabona ususe intoni ingxaki kawuthethe ususe ifuna wena love kawubuye suse Sude kukule Sude kukule Sude kukule
All right, welcome back once again. Of course, it is indeed so. Biafra Radio is where you're at. And of course, before we make an exit here, I need to bring to your update with regards to the upcoming fundraising and, of course, being organized by IPOB in Germany. It is indeed a great fundraising. Of course, we are encouraging each and every one of Biafrans to be around. So I need to just make an announcement with regard to this. I'm looking for the flyer, very, very important. But of course, before I do that, I need to play the jingle for this fundraising. And please pay close attention, very, very important.
It's M. Josh on the beat.
It's time to break loose from the chains. It's time for our freedom. Africa. Cause we can never let them negotiate our freedom. No. Hundreds of years is gone. No Messiah came for the black man. Told us that Jesus died for the black man still they suffer. The truth be said, Africa will rise at the right time. And the time we're waiting for is right now. No one can hold the truth for a long time. Oh no. So stay awake. The sun is risen from the east. And the Messiah you're waiting is right here. And no one is gonna try to stop that. I can hear a great call for justice. Freedom, let the sun rise. Freedom for Biafra. Freedom, freedom the Kano. Oh, song of salvation.
The sun is rising from the east. Biafrans, the time you're waiting for is here. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, worldwide, under the leadership of our Supreme Commander, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, presents IPOB Freedom Mega Super Fundraising. Host, IPOB family in Germany. They are formidable. Special guest of honor, Mazi Kanu Ntakanu, representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. Guest of honor, Madam Nenaya Anya, IPOB head of finance worldwide, and the IPOB finance team. Date, the 11th of November, 2023. Time, 9 p.m. Biafra land time. Biafrans, lend me your ears and pay close attention. Zoom ID 85024947168. I repeat, Zoom ID 85024947168. Passcode 316711. Passcode, I repeat, 316711. For inquiries, please call +4915 213 769483. Event host Mazi O. Abraham. Co-host Mazi Ezumezi. For account details that will be communicated during the fundraising. Biafrans, the sun has risen from the east, and the time you're waiting for is here. IPOB Mega Super Fundraising Ebano.
Freedom for Biafra.
All right, there you have it. And of course, it is indeed so. It is a mega fundraising coming up, of course, very soon. Let me give you the dates, and you have heard it. It is on the 11th day of November. It is IPOB Freedom Mega Fundraising. And of course, the host is IPOB Family in Germany. And of course, you have heard all the important, information there is. And of course, it is on the 11th of November 2023. The time is 9 p.m. Biafra land time. That is where it is happening. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right information. That's correct. It is 9 p.m. Biafra land time. And of course, the Zoom ID is 85024947168. And of course, the passcode is 316711. For inquiries, you can call +491 521 3769483, and that is indeed IPOB Freedom Mega Fundraising coming up on the 11th of November 2023. And of course, we encourage you to join in this fundraising. It is going to be over the Zoom. Everybody is invited. We need indeed to do our, best to ensure that IPOB, is lifted through this fundraising. Very, very important. All right, we will continue. It is indeed important. Biafrans, you have heard it, and we have done what it is there to do. I just need to point out, or rather to highlight, or to summarize based on what we have spoken here, me and my comrade Mazi Ume, with regards to the victory that we have scored as IPOB, as an organization. And I just want to bring it to you again, the order that the court has made. The court made several orders with regards, to the suit that was brought to them. And the first order they made was to say that the application of the Terrorism Prevention Act, which the executive and the Southeast governor used to prescribe IPOB, is inconsistent with Section 42 of the Zoo Constitution. Now, you need to know that the Constitution is the highest, law of the land, and any other law that is inconsistent with the Constitution, that law will be declared null and void, invalid for that matter. So the Terrorism Prevention Act of the Zoo called Nigeria is inconsistent with Section 42 of the Zoo, Constitution, and therefore has been declared null and void by the courts. And then on the second order they made, they declared that self-determination is not a crime and therefore cannot be used as a basis to arrest our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and persecute him. And of course, we know that he's currently in detention in the Zoo dungeon and the DSS dungeon, by that matter, and therefore that should not be the case. He should be released immediately as soon as possible. That is if the Zoo Court Nigeria still have any morality left in them, if they still respect the rule of law and obey their own courts. And then, of course, the third order they made, they ordered the respondents, and the respondent in this matter being the zoo governor, as well as the Attorney General of Nigeria and the Southeast governor, that they should issue an apology letter to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that apology letter, of course, should be made public and should be published in the dailies. And the dailies I'm talking about is the newspapers. And because they should apologize for the infringement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fundamental human rights, and of course that should be made public. And then, of course, they ordered the respondents to pay our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 8 billion naira. And of course, like Mazume have said, it is not about the money. We don't need their money. We need them to obey their court order. And of course, we need them to do the needful. What are the needful? We need a referendum so that we can decide and determine our own future and our destiny. So, Biafrans, there it is. And of course, by the grace of Elohim, I will try and see if I can bring Mazi Ejimako on this platform to speak to Biafrans so that he can make, of course, analysis more and explain more into this, because he is the one that brought this, application on behalf of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, this is where we will leave it. This is where we will call it a day. And I want to thank all of you who have, taken the time to come to listen to the truth that we are speaking here on Biafra Radio. I want to thank Mazi Jojume, of course, coming up this evening, to air his view, and of course, he assistance, of course, with regards to what we are doing. I really appreciate him. Thank you, Biafrans. I say, may God bless our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and continue to protect him. Whenever you are praying, always remember our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We know it will not be long. He will join us again. And from here, it is goodbye. And may God bless Biafra. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Until I meet you again, goodbye. And remain blessed.
It's M. Josh on the beat.
It's time to break loose from the chains. It's time for our freedom. Africa. Cause we can never let them negotiate our freedom. No. Hundreds of years is gone. No Messiah came for the black man. Told us that Jesus died for the black man still they suffer. The truth be said, Africa will rise at the right time, and the time we're waiting for is right now. No one can hold the truth for a long time. Oh no. So stay awake. The sun is risen from the east, and the Messiah you're waiting right here, and no one is gonna